to Moving On TV, and today we've got awesome people from around the world. So welcome to Moving On TV. Today I'm talking to Lenny Dougal about an amazing healing technique that she has come up with, which is called the blueprint? Healing blueprint? The healing blueprint?
Healing blueprint. Healing
Great.
blueprint.
Yep.
Healing
Great.
blueprint. Yep.
That's great. So Lenny, how are you today?
I'm great. It's so nice.
It's wonderful to have you here from Pennsylvania. That's right, isn't it? How's the weather?
Yep.
Good?
It's kind of hot today. It's been pretty cool this last week, though. Enough to where I could turn the air conditioner
Okay.
off. It's a little hot today. It's about 82. Not too bad.
Okay. So we were talking before about how you received this amazing technique, which I've been using on my leg. And I must admit, I've been releasing the pain all the time. I mean, people have been seeing it on Facebook. I was in quite a lot of pain because I had an accident this time last year. I was in a wheelchair for 4 months and I didn't have an operation. So when I came out of the wheelchair, I decided I was going to heal the pain if it came without any medication, because that's how I am. And you saw that and you contacted me and you taught me the blueprint technique, which I've been using continuously. And my leg has been practically free of pain. As soon as I got any pain, I used it. And within minutes, well, less than minutes, I was actually walking. And the whole time I was in the USA, I had no pain. And quite honestly, I don't really have pain, thanks to you. So I'm very, very grateful. And I want us to pass this message on to everyone. So a question that I have for you is, I know a lot of people that are in intense pain. I mean, really, really suffering from a lot of pain. And how would you get someone that's actually in intense pain, that it's hard for them to even sit and think that they could ask their pain in? How are you going to do it? Would you do that by steps, like slowly, slowly, gently, gently? Because quite honestly, my pain was not severe enough. And luckily, when I sit down, I could get rid of it. It was only when I was walking. So if I was walking, I would use this technique and then the pain would go. But what if you've got someone that is really, really an intense, horrendous pain? Because I know people like that. How can they use the technique, the blueprint?
The best way to do it is that you need to work on it all day long. They just would need to welcome it and welcome it and welcome. It works on any pain, so it doesn't matter whether it's intense or a little bit. It works on either one. So the best thing to do is just build your belief up more and more by welcoming the pain all day long, by setting the sword and shield down first. And you just need to get past that belief wall, you know, and some people have a harder time. Some people have a really easy time breaking through that wall. But either way, whether you're in intense pain or not, you just want to welcome the pain all day long. Welcome it, love it, thank it for the experiences that it has given you. It's basically just a process of doing it until it clicks.
Okay, so basically what you're doing is you're surrendering your pain. You're giving it up. You're saying, you're putting your sword down. I presume that's because you're giving a message to the subconscious to say you're not going to fight. Is that right?
Right, you're giving a message to the actual pain.
Okay.
Or, you know, welcoming it as opposed to reacting negative to it. The surrender does come into it, but it's more of like you're not attacking or against the pain. You're welcoming it into your body so that it can move through you as opposed to attaching to you.
Okay, so
now,
sorry,
with who has working with chemo. So she's in
really.
Oh, we have a woman right now that's working with chemo symptoms, and she's with it too, and is able to clear her chemo pain. So I consider that to be pretty intense, and I've been working with her.
That's fantastic. That is such an amazing gift. Whenever I see people suffering physical pain, I just want to go over to them and I want to take it away. You know, we're healers, and you think, oh, I can lay my hands on them and help them. But it's really about taking responsibility for your own life and your own body and believing that you can do it. That's really what it is, isn't it? Everything's like
Yep.
that now. So, because what you were
Yes.
saying as well is very interesting. I've been doing a lot of reading about pain because, like I say, I was suffering a lot and I've been reading a lot. And I think that 90% or 99% of it is because we tense up. We get frightened, we get angry. And so, what you're doing by welcoming the
Yes.
pain in, it's like if you have a child that's misbehaving, you're giving them love. And whenever you give love,
Yes.
then it starts to change because you're reinforcing the love. And I think everything's about that these days, isn't it? So, do you want to give us just
Everything wants to be.
hello? I can't hear you. You still there?
Oh, yep. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. So,
Okay, good.
do you want to give us a little, like, how do you do the session? Like, someone is watching now and they're in intense pain and they want to really, they say, right, that's it. I'm going to take control now of my body. I'm going to do everything I can now. I'm going to follow what Lenny says. So what are the steps that they need?
Sure. The first thing that you want to do is imagine that you're holding a sword and shield or whatever you to defend against something. I personally like to use a sword and shield. You're going to imagine yourself setting the sword and shield down and then walking up to an imagined or sacred space, the door opening, and then your issue, say neck pain, walking through the door, and you welcome it. You say, well, my home. Thank you for the experiences that you have given me, or welcome to my meeting space or home. I love you. Take a second to love it and thank it for the experiences that it has given you. The script that I use is I set my sword and shield down, walk up, hi, neck pain, welcome. Thank you for the experiences that you have given me. Something about that sentence, thank you for the experiences that you have given me, is magical for me and it works really well. Then I take to thank it and love it. And then the exercise is over and it only takes 15 to 30 seconds. It's really simple.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Thank it and love it. And then the exercise is over and it only takes 15 to 30 seconds. It's really simple.
Okay, that's fantastic. So you basically take whatever represents to you violence. So, for example, you said boxing gloves. Yeah, if someone felt that boxing gloves was a way of fighting, they would take the boxing gloves off and they would put them down on the ground. If it's a sword or guns, you lay your guns down. You literally, and you can actually feel.
Yes.
I feel it. I feel the relief. The minute I take something that I consider violent and put it on the ground, my body goes like that. The relief comes. And then you invite the pain in. So, for example, if it's pain in the neck, I actually call it pain in the neck. So I'm giving it a name. Or pain in the leg pill. You can give it a name. And then you can be creative, because when I started to do this, Lenny, I was laughing so much because I was creating my characters, because I'm an actress and a director. So when pain in the neck came in, I could see them, what they looked like. I sat them down. I put cushions around them, started getting someone to massage their feet. I brought in belly dancers, to give them entertainment. And I could feel that as I started to laugh, the pain started to disappear, because it's always the same. It's, as I said, if you go on the stage and you perform, I know people with MS and they can't walk, never mind run. But when they go on the stage to perform, they run from one side of the stage to the other. So it's really connecting to what we really are. They call it mind over matter, but it's connecting to what we really are, isn't it? That's really what it is. But
Yeah.
you are very, very, very lucky and inspired to be able to be given this. Now, you were given this when you had a serious mold allergy. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. And back in 2003, I got really sick and almost died, began to see spirit from the mold. And then in 2016, what happened was I spilled water in my room and it became mold. And then I breathed that in, and about a day into it, my guides came and said, do you want to heal from this, or do you want to suffer from it your entire life? And I said, sure. So they told me about the sword and shield, and they just kept saying, welcome to my body mold, telling me to say that over and over again. And then it dissipated, and I could not believe it. And I was taking allergy pills too, and I was getting a really bad, like, weird feeling from those, and that dissipated too.
Wow.
So I stopped everything and cured the mold allergy just by doing that. So mold's kind of been my savior.
Incredible, isn't it?
It brings me all the lessons I need. Yeah.
So when you say they came to you, are you clairvoyant? Did you see them? What did they look like? Because I'd be fascinated to know.
I have 2 on my left side, 2 on my right side, and then several other guides they basically look like beautiful human beings. And they've been with me since 2003, but I wasn't able to connect with them to where I could hear what they were saying or write it down or channel it, whatever you want to call it. And so they were with me the whole time during this experience, and they always are with me, but they were able to come through really strongly this time and spread their message, to how to heal this time. So I just kept going, are you sure welcoming the mold? That's the last thing I want to do. And they said, yeah, just keep welcoming it to your body. I was like, okay, welcome to my body, mold. I love you, and then it worked. I couldn't believe it.
Well, the proof is in the pudding, guys. If you're just going to be watching Moving on TV, I'm talking to Lenny Dougal. Lenny Dougal is a healer, and she was given something called the blueprint, which helps to heal pain. And the proof is, as I say, the proof is in the pudding, because I am using it. I'm using it, and I have been able to release pain in my leg continuously through using it, which is incredible. We're going to take a quick little break now, as we've got to have a word from our sponsor and an advert, and then we'll come back and talk to Lenny a little bit more about this amazing blueprint and how you can use it in your day-to-day life. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Martin Oswald of Martin Oswald Hypnotherapy. I specialise in smoking cessation, weight loss, phobia release, stress management and hypnobirthing. I can do a free assessment via the phone, via Skype or face-to-face at any time. So that's Martin Oswald of Martin Oswald Hypnotherapy. Looking forward to your call now. You can also find me on my Facebook page, which is Martin Oswald Hypnotherapy.
And today I'm talking to Lenny Dougal, and we're talking about the amazing blueprint that was handed down to her in 2003. 2016, yeah. Lenny was given this technique in 2016, where she learned how to heal all of these different symptoms in your body. Now, you have to remember that Moving on TV, we don't tell you not to go to a doctor. On the contrary, Lenny actually works with people that are having chemotherapy, and you can use this in conjunction, which is so exciting, because there are people out there that they have serious conditions, but they need to know that they can still use these techniques, and obviously there's no contraindications. You're not actually taking anything into your body. You're just using what you really are, your consciousness and love. It's all about the power of love. So, we're brought up when we have a pain, I know I was, to punish that part of the body and say, God, I can't stand this body. I want to get out of it. I've had enough. And you get to a point when you're suffering a lot with pain, like when I couldn't walk because I was already suffering so much. You don't want the body anymore. And that's how we're brought up. We're brought in such a negative way. But what Lenny is doing, and what a lot of, with all the spiritual work that we know does, it teaches us that we have to be in our bodies. We have to be grounded in our bodies.
Yes.
And love our bodies and be grateful that, this flesh and bone is what gets me through it, what makes me experience life. So it's very interesting because we're both students of A Course in Miracles, And we work, I'm not a body, I'm free. For people who know what A Course in Miracles is, teachings of Jesus, but it's all about love. And we kind of, we're talking about this, where I don't feel there's an actual struggle with the affirmation, I'm not a body, I'm free. Because to me, everything that I'm taught through A Course in Miracles and spirituality is, it's not that I'm not a body, it's a metaphor. All it means is that I am not attached to this body. That's how I see it. So I am able to rise above it. And to a certain extent, we work together, yes, but body, you listen and you work with me. You know, I'm still, you know, kind of in charge here. What I am inside, and therefore we work together. And what you're saying is the only way that we can work together is by loving this flesh and bone and this shell that we call a body, and making it feel good, dressing it nicely, making it look good, but making it feel good inside. And so you believe that everything, every pain we go through comes from our emotions and things that we've gone through, like grief, and therefore the body reacts because it can only do so much on its own. Is that right?
Yeah, it can. It's almost like you've taken the power away from it over the years by learning that the body isn't important. You just want to give the power back to the body to heal. You know, that's a big part of it. I've been watching this for about 10 years now, what sicknesses and what illnesses have been going on in my body, and they've always been from emotional or spiritual issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to tackle that issue as well.
Great. So you've got to get to the core. I mean, again, you've got the journey work, you've got Louise Hay, all of our metaphysical healers. But if we go all the way back to Myrtle Fillmore, I study unity, silent unity. Myrtle Fillmore in the 1980s, the end of last century, she actually, well, century before, sorry, she actually was, she had TB. And they told her she was going to die in 4 months, and she loved her body back to being well again. She literally lay with herself every day for about 2 years and loved every part of her body back. Now, I was going to do that. I was going to lie there every single day. I tried it, and I said, I love you my leg, I love you my kidneys, I love you and thank you. But, you know, who wants to wait 2 years, you know? So when you came to me and told me, Lauren, you can do this just like that, I thought, well, there you go. That actually fits the way we live these days. Well, because we live in a consciousness where everybody wants everything very quickly, don't
I know I do. I'm not patient.
sat under a tree for years and years and years trying to figure all this stuff out. But the way we live is people want everything very quickly. Everything is texting and emails, and people don't have time to sit and to heal themselves for hours and hours and hours. So this is a technique that everyone can use. It's like taking a pill, but you're not actually taking a pill. You're creating the health and the healing inside yourself without needing to take medication. Like myself, I don't want the side effects. I don't want the side effects, and therefore I cannot take medication. So if you're like me and you've chosen a journey like that, then you can use this technique, and within seconds, minutes, whatever, you will start to definitely feel a relief. But you can also use it if you're on medication, and that's the beauty. So it's for everyone. It's for everyone, isn't it? So Lenny, how are you going out and promoting this? Are you going to write a book to teach people? How do you feel that you're going to go out and promote this?
Well, right now I just use our websites, egointegration.com. All of the exercises are free on there. And then the other website is called wholeworldpeaceandtarot.com. And that explains my journey with the ego. And it's our website, but it has a lot of things about the ego on there, that the beginning of how all of these exercises came about, you know, with my relationship with the ego, loving the ego. So that's how I've been promoting it on Facebook, things like that. It hasn't gotten very far yet. We're just kind of in the beginning of it. So far with
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so do you want to give me those websites again? So the first one, what was the first one?
The first one is called it's Whole World Peace and Tarot. Word, obviously, .com.
www.wholeworldpeaceandtarot.com. Okay, that's the first one. So if you go on there, you can connect to Lenny. And the other one is?
Egointegration.com.
www.egointegration.com. And you get all the exercises for free. Now, how incredible is that? And so you've decided to give everything from here, from the heart. You've been giving away these exercises. And this is incredible because there's so many people out there, those that have so little, they worry themselves to death and then they get sicker and sicker and sicker. And so you are giving these people everything, and that means so much to me, because I always think that, you know, if you're given something like this, you have to give it away. You have to be able to teach it to everyone. So that way everyone can benefit from such an incredible gift. It's wonderful. Thank you, Lenny. Really, really appreciate this. It's wonderful. What else would you like to say to our viewers? Because this is an opportunity for you here to talk to our viewers all over the world and to get the message out. So what would you like to say?
Well, obviously, first I'm going to say you want to work with your ego and welcome your ego. That is the only reason that I'm doing healing work. It came natural. It's you connect with every aspect of your body. Secondly, every issue in your body has a separate essence. So say, for instance, with you, your pain and shoulder pain are going to be actually two, unless it's in one spot, and then your leg pain is going to be separate. So you want to work on them separately and do each issue one at a time, welcoming them, and don't give up. Do not give up. Keep going. Eventually it'll click, and then you'll feel like the most powerful being in the world when that does happen, you know. But it can be frustrating because until your belief kicks in, you're going to be like, oh, this might not be working for me. That's how I felt the first day.
Okay.
I kept telling my guides, this isn't working. I don't know what to do.
Excuse me. That's really, really good. It's really good to tell people, because not everyone is practicing this day and night like I be talking to Lenny here. You know about Moving on TV. You know we only promote things where we believe in what we're promoting. Amazing people that are changing our world. You know, and I wouldn't be telling you this because people know me. They know I'm genuine. They know my life story. Everybody knows. And so basically, as you say, take it slowly, slowly. So as you say, it took a while for you to kick in.
Yes. It took about an entire, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 days with the mold. Some things have taken a little bit longer, but I've systematically gone through every single issue in my life and healed like 99% of them this way, using the healing blueprints. You can use it for anything, whether you want more of something like abundance or you want less of something like pain. It works the exact same way. You can plug literally any issue into this and work. Yeah, that's what it was designed for. My guide, we used to know how to heal, but humanity forgot, and this is just reminding people how to heal again.
For example, we were talking about worries and fears and how that can actually cause insomnia. People don't sleep very well. I don't sleep very well. I haven't slept very well since I had a lot of grief and loss last year when I lost my father, and I had big issues with my family who don't talk to me anymore. And I find that when I go to sleep at night, it seems to come back. Everything seems to come back. My head is like a washing machine head. It goes round and round. So what would you advise for someone like myself who doesn't sleep very well? How can they use the techniques? Because I know loads of people are suffering from worry about money, and which is causing a lot of depression and insomnia.
Well, I've actually personally worked with the word worry. You do the same thing set your sword and shield down, and, you know, open the door, welcome worry in. Thank you, worry, for the experiences that you have given me. I love you. Take a second to really deeply love worry. And it has helped me sleep really, really well. Worry manifests as insomnia, OCD, fidgeting. That's how it shows up
Mhm.
in your body, mind racing and things like that. So I personally just happened to be working with worry these last couple weeks and have gotten the best sleep.
Wow.
I couldn't sleep either. I've never been able to sleep. But you can actually invite good sleep into the healing blueprint if you
How
want
do you
to.
do
That
that?
has a different energy. That
Yeah, because you mentioned
the
that.
same way
What
you
does
set the
that
sword
mean?
and shield down.
Okay.
Yep, and then you just welcome good sleep into it. Exact same formula every time. Welcome good sleep. Thank you for the experiences that you have given me. I love you. And allow the sleep energy to kind of.
And you welcome in good sleep. But then do you also still welcome in the insomnia at the same time?
You can do that also if you want. You can personally worked better for me because it tackled 2 or 3 different issues that were connected to worry, like insomnia, fidgeting, OCD, all that stuff that's connected to worry. But yes, you can absolutely just add insomnia to it if you want, instead of good sleep, whatever you want to do. It works for both.
Okay, so you recommend to work on each issue separately. So you're giving it your full attention again to make it so, for, as I said, for example, if you've got an issue like insomnia, which is causing lots of fidgeting and depression, which of course it can, you know, because you're not having a good sleep. And sleep is very important, especially if you're not very well. It's the way the body renews itself. You need to sleep. Our immune system needs to renew itself. So, for example, if you have, like I said, if you've got insomnia, so you recommend that you do maybe one session on welcoming in the insomnia or the bad sleep, and you do the whole process, and then you welcome in good sleep, and you invite it in, and you make it feel good. So it's becoming part of your universe. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because you're healing the insomnia, and then you're welcoming the good sleep. But I think that it would just work if you worked with insomnia too. Like I said, I was working with worry and bad or good sleep, excuse me, and worry healed OCD fidgeting issues, and then I welcomed good sleep in, and that seemed to have a really strong energy that put me to sleep. But yeah, you can do all of them or just work insomnia if you want. Whatever your intuition tells you, listen to that. But yeah, you can do all of them if you wanted.
That's fantastic, Lenny. Have you got anything else that people ask you? That do you get people contacting you, asking you questions, interesting things that you may want to share about this?
You know, people don't really have that many questions. They're more connected. The question connected on which issues to welcome in. I do this every time in every one of my sessions. I say, do you have any questions? And nobody ever has questions. I don't, they're too scared to ask them, or I don't know what it is that, you know, that there's, I haven't had any weird questions asked to share. Sorry.
Great. Okay. So, because it's really interesting, you've gone a step further than things like A Course in Miracles, where we're told that the ego is what causes us all our problems. But again, it depends on the interpretation, because it talks about not having the separation. So, again, to me, you can interpret everything the same way, because the new consciousness is about joining everything. So, why not bring the
Yes.
ego in? Bring the worry in, bring the fear in, instead of pushing it away. So you've gone to a higher stage, to a higher vibration now. And as I say, a lot of the energies that are coming down to us are on a higher vibration. I think every sage that we've had, every teacher that we've had, could only use what they knew. And now the energies are becoming stronger and stronger. I was talking to an angel healer the other day, and she told me that apparently there are other planets around us. Now I don't know, but you know, she seemed to be very, very strong about her beliefs. And on every single planet there is equality except ours. Isn't that interesting? Everyone
Yeah,
is looked
yeah.
after. Everyone has got enough food and enough,
It's
and apparently, because our consciousness is changing, all these beings are now coming through, and they're going to help us. And that's why we have people like Lenny that are doing what she's doing. That's why we have people like Casey Armstrong, who's doing World's Most Amazing People, a radio station where he puts people like us on and promotes it all over the world. And that's why I created Moving on TV, because I want you to know the good stuff. I want you to know that there is hope, like my name. I want you to know that you don't have to suffer needlessly. And this appeals to every single person, not just if you have a bit of a headache or you're healing from a broken leg like myself, but if you're suffering with cancer or anything, and you're still going through your medication and whatever it is you need to go through, Lenny is giving you a gift where you can reduce the level of your pain. Now, between you and me, Lenny, there's a payoff for everything. And if people are given this on the guilt, we're giving it to them on a platter. They don't have to pay anything. All they've got to do is sit for a few seconds a day and say, I love you, my pain, and there you go. I want you to understand that I'm going to work with you. It's not a huge thing that people can do. And I think that if people are not going to do it, it's because there's something underneath it. There's a payoff of some kind. You know, people suffer all the time with pain. And again, I'm not being patronizing, because I don't, that's not what I'm trying to say here. And I'm talking about, for example, my mother, bless her, who has passed. She was always sick. So when she healed, she had to get sick again. She had to get sick again. I think some people get sick because they don't have the opportunity to rest. And their body is saying, you know what, you're going to have to rest now. You've got no choice, mate. Don't you think that? There's a payoff. And again, this is not patronizing. I'm just being honest, because I know that myself. I know sometimes we need attention, and then we get more pain and more suffering. But everyone is an individual, and you need to sit with this and try to understand your own situation. But I know, how, as I say, how I was brought up. So how do you feel about that? When people are not healing, do you think it's because there's something inside them that needs that attention?
Yeah, it's more like, yes, I agree with that. Absolutely. It's just, you're just being honest. And it's more, I think it's more like people become addicted to the pain and they don't know any other way. So they're not able to release it, or that seems to be, I don't know for sure. I would never ever want to talk about anyone in a negative way, but I agree with you there. Yes. It's like people become addicted to it. It's all they know. And they think that's all life can be for them, you know?
Yeah. And it's, I'm
So
not
yes.
judging
And some people,
anybody. I'm not judging
yeah,
anyone, of
absolutely.
course,
Right.
because that's all my mother knew. That's all she knew. She just knew how to be sick.
Yeah.
And, you know, had a very good teacher. And I thought to myself one day, you know what? I don't want that. I don't want to think like that anymore. And someone very clever said to me, well, what about thinking about your mother when she was a young woman? Because she was full of vibrancy and she was very happy. You know, so if you have been brought up in a certain way where your parents were always suffering, always in pain, then why don't you do what this person said to me? Think about your parents when they were actually happy, when they weren't laid down with all of this suffering. And then you can model them, and then you can start to feel better, because we do take on a lot of the suffering from our parents. You know, we do suffer, you know, what our parents like, they kind of like karma, but we can get rid of it. We could say, no, I don't want it. And that's why people, amazing people like
Right.
Lenny, have come here to teach us. And so we've given you the websites, and Lenny has told you about how she's been healing everything from mold infections to colds to insomnia. And, you know, a lot of people are walking around with chronic problems, aren't they? Problems that they go to the doctor and they either get given loads of medication and can't get anywhere because they get the side effects, or problems that there is really nothing to heal them with except doing stuff like this. And of course, I mean, where does it come in as well? Nutrition, like looking after your body with proper nutrition. Do you do that? Do you have any special diets that you're on?
No, I always laugh because I'm not your typical teacher. I love junk food. I'm not into any type of organics and things like that. I truly believe what you believe you put into your body is good for you.
Okay.
So to me, junk food's healthy for you,
Ah.
but you can't eat the junk food with the fear that it's going to be bad for your body. You do in yourself to eat with love, to do everything and learn trust for whatever you're taking, because you can actually do damage by eating only healthy foods and having fear of junk food. Any type of fear is going to cause chaos in your body. So I learned to drink tap. I only, I'm like I said, I'm not your average teacher. I don't do yoga. I listen to like really hard rock music, so those things bring me joy. Those things bring me happiness and health to my own self. But yes, I do agree with you. If you're loving the nutrition and what you're putting into your body, will do you good. If you believe that it's going to, as long as you don't do it with fear,
Wow. Because you do look at these 90-year-old people or 100-year-old, they're still smoking, and they smoke and they smoke and they love it, and they're still here and they're healthy. And yeah, I've heard this before. Someone did say that to me. It's like when people bless their food and they know that this food is going to do them good. So everything is really in our mind. Everything's in the mind, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everything is in the mind, so we can change anything. So if you're eating that beautiful bar of chocolate, enjoy it. Enjoy it, and then it's going to do you good. Mind you, I must admit that since the menopause, if I have dairy chocolate, I can flush so quickly. So but I haven't got there yet. I haven't got to the level where I can eat whatever I want. Probably because, as I said, when you're in a very balanced state and you're feeling very good about everything, I think you could eat anything. That's my personal opinion, and I've done it. But when you're going through more stuff in life, that's when I think you need to make sure that you look after yourself better. And, and if you have got any inconsistencies or weaknesses in your body, then be kind, because it's all about loving and being kind to your body. It's all about love. Okay, just before we end, Lenny, just a little bit about yourself. So you live in Pennsylvania. Do you have a family? Do you have children, or is it just yourself?
I do not. I have a cat.
Yes, cats are wonderful. Great teachers. And so you work as a healer? Is that your main job, working as a healer?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic.
Now,
that's fantastic. So just coming back again, so we've got the websites that I will put on so you can contact. Is there any other way we can contact you, through Facebook or email, or is there any other way you'd like people to get in touch with you?
Yeah. The email address, I can give you mine if you want. My Gmail.
Okay.
It's Dubel, DUBEL LENI.
Okay, I will pass on Lenny's email to anyone who wants to keep in touch with her. But they can get in touch with you on Facebook. Do you have a Facebook page for this, or is it just your private Facebook?
Yeah, we do have an ego integration on Facebook group page, and then we have wholeworldpeaceandtarot.com Facebook page, and then most of it I just kind of put on my own page, and I am is also one of the Facebook pages.
That's wonderful. And just to finish, do you have any plans to train up any other people so they can actually go out and work with more people? Or are you just going to do this the way you're doing? Or are you going to do some official stuff as well with people, official courses?
Do you mean teaching others to do this?
Yeah, more like training people up, like, so that, because some people are funny And if you say to them, I'm trained, then they're more likely to use the technique. Do you see what I mean? I mean, some people will be like me and they'll just go off and they'll do it. But then you get other people that want the certificates and they want to know, is this safe? And unfortunately, a lot of people in the world can be like that. So do you intend to create teachers? No, it's just to be realistic. I had this incredible vibrational therapist. And for years and years and years, he worked with me and he healed me of everything. And then he got old and ended up having a stroke. And unfortunately, he had never trained anyone properly to take over. So what do you feel? I mean, you've got this incredible technique, this incredible way of healing people and pain. Do you think that you will be training any teachers at all? Or creating an academy of healing? Or
I've always, I've wanted to from the beginning. The integration itself, to be able to see spirit, the ego integration part, and then the energy work. I could train them, but I use my guides for that too. They tell me what to do, so they'd have to be able. Absolutely, that I would train them to do this. But the healing blueprint is more. Take that and do it on their own. There's no energy work involved in that. So yeah, I would love to train someone to do integrations. I've kind of been watching for the game to pass it along. Would be
fabulous. So there you go. But anybody can do it. And that's the beauty of it. It's easy. Yeah. This is what I love about it's like Buddhism. Like people will go to Buddha and he would simplify everything. It's the breathing, it's your life experience. It's easy and anyone can do it. You don't need to learn all these symbols, with all due respect to Reiki and everything. You don't have to learn like years and years of symbols. You don't have to sit for hours and hours meditating. You can do this within seconds. And I invite you to do it. The quick fix while you're sitting there on the train, on the way to work, and you've got a headache, close your eyes, surrender, bring the headache in, and see how you feel. See how you feel. Keep doing it. So, I do it over the day quite a lot. And it's okay to do that, to keep doing it over. I presume you need to drink water because you're detoxifying. I presume, when you're healing, you have to drink more water and rest more and take care of yourself. Because could you have a detox from this in some way if you did it for too long?
Could you have a detox, did you ask?
Yeah. Where sometimes things get worse before they get better. As we know this happens, if we're working with healing, it does happen. Does it happen with this technique?
The only thing I've had detox with is when I work on people energetically and they have a energy. Sometimes for a few hours there will be an energy detox, but not with the healing blueprint. Not at all.
Not at all. So you can do the healing blueprint, as I say, while you're watching television. You pause for a second, or even while you're watching. I've done it. Just close your eyes, say, hey, I'm laying down my guns. There you go, leg. Come on in, have a cup of tea. We talked about that. Have a cup of chamomile or have a glass of champagne and make it fun. Cut. Sorry, I'm going through a bit of broncho stuff at the moment. Okay. Make it fun, guys. Make it fun because you are creative beings. And as soon as you bring in the laughter and the fun, you feel that your depression will start to lift a little bit. Your pain will start to go down a little bit. And just be happy and do what you love, because this is what we're doing. We're making the body happy. We're bringing the joy back into the body, because when that happens, your blood can flow. And everything relaxes. It's the same as Louise Hay says about people that have serious blood disorders or heart disorders. The joy is missing in the body. So it's nothing new, is it, Lenny? You've just come up with something simple and easy, which fits 2017, and it fits us. It fits us in this century when we want everything boom, 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 click, 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 click. So thank you so much, Lenny. It's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
And I'm going to go off and I'm going to practice the sleep one. And I'm going to try and get this done as soon as I can, get it up so everybody can watch it, and then we can, you know, hopefully help a lot more people around the world. Do you have any plans to come to England at all?
Not anytime soon. Nope.
Not soon. What's your cat's name, by the way?
Marley. She's named after Bob Marley.
Oh, really? Bob Marley. Oh, wow. Now, cats are the best healers of all. I've got two, and if you look at them, they are just totally in the moment, totally at peace. They're amazing. Anyway, so I'm going to sign off here from Moving On TV, from awesome people from around the world. And of course, you can contact me to find out more. It's Lauren with an E at movingontv.uk. And if you want to come on and talk about anything that is helping the world in any way, because you are all unique and everyone has a right to their story. If you live in England or you're in the area, pop in. There's Moving On TV. This is the studio. And if you're on Zoom, if you're anywhere in the world, then we can now interview you. It's so exciting. So lots of love and blessings. And thank you so much, Lenny. Thank you, everyone. Namaste. Have a beautiful day wherever you are. And I'm looking forward to everyone healing themselves within seconds, minutes, by using the wonderful blueprint. So you take care. And if you have any questions for Lenny, please email me at laurenwithane@movingontv.uk and I'll pass them on. And maybe we'll bring her back at some point and do another show where she can answer your questions, because it's just so amazing to have you here, Lenny. So thank you very much. Signing off from Moving On TV. Namaste. Take care, everyone. Have a beautiful day and stay well and joyful.